Hi there, Gina with Gina's Crafting Spot. I have another layout here for you. And this one is about my daughter Kylie. And what I'm using is a pink paisley Hey Kid collection, the 12 by 12 paper pad. And all I did was I took one of the sheets that had the circles and I just punched them out with my hole punch. Not hole punch, with one of my close to my heart punches. So all I'm doing, that's what I am doing. I'm just showing you. I'm kind of lining it up, putting some ATG, and then putting down the circles. And then I'm going to do that in all the rows to get all the way to the end. So that's what I did. I saved you the boringness of watching me do all that. So yeah, so it's done. And I also put some on the upper left corner. That's the photo I'm using, my cute little girl Kylie, and this was in 2014. That's when I went to San Antonio on my trip. I already scrapbooked those photos. But then I have this one, and I wanted to go ahead and scrapbook it because she was so cute. She knew I was leaving the next morning, and I just took a little suitcase. And she's like, I'm going to come with you, Mom. I'll just fit right here in your suitcase. So yeah, she was adorable. It was sad too. But yeah, so I wanted to scrapbook this one. So I've really never made a layout like this before with all the circles and like actually cutting out pieces and putting it together myself. I don't do that very often, so. But I thought it came out cute. So I like all the colors, and it was fun just to watch, one of my programs on Netflix and then just mindlessly do that part of the punching and the lining up and all that kind of stuff. So they're not perfectly aligned on top or the side. I'm going to trim down the sides and I'm going to mat it on some black in a minute. So that pretty yellow paper, that's also from that same 12 by 12 pad, and I'm making a banner shape for a flag shape, whatever. But I'm doing that in yellow. It didn't stand out, so I decided to put a piece of black behind it and do the same thing. Yeah, see, it didn't stand out at all, so I decided to attach it to a piece of black. Okay, sorry about that. I had to stop for a minute. So there is, I don't know if you even noticed, but okay, so there's my piece that I matted. I double matted. And there's my photo. So I'm trying to see how I could make those, like the pieces stand out a little bit, the different sections. So this is where I just I trim it down a little bit and put it all on the whole layout on a piece of black so it grounds it a little more and keeps it, contained, kind of. Makes me focus more on the photo and stuff like that with that. So there I'm taking just a scallop Fiskars border punch, and I am cutting a little strip, and I'm going to put a little piece on the upper left hand corner, and I'm going to put a little piece of black as well to help it stand out some more. I thought about maybe doing it like that on the top and the bottom, and then I changed my mind. So I try that. I don't like it. It doesn't really go with the fun patterns. It's too formal, I think. So that's where I take that piece and just add the yellow piece to the branding strip. So yeah, I'm just going to use a little piece in the upper corner. And everything is just like sitting out there, so I decide to use my one of my pens and go around that top left cluster and the whole piece right there that I made with all the circles. So you'll see that in a second. I cut those out, the labels, and I don't end up using them. I cut out two, and then they're the same size, so I just, I'm going to cut it in half and put half and half on each side and have none poking out the sides. But I'm not going to end up using it. I'm going to use it for something else. So there's some stickers, and those are from Basic Gray. And I didn't like them like that separated, like how I was doing, so I decided to just put it in a little cluster there to the left of the photo and mat it on a bunch of pieces of cardstock or pattern paper. So I'm going to start with the pink piece, and so it's matted on black and then on a piece of the bright yellow eventually. So I'm going to add another piece right there. It doesn't look like it is kind of complete, so I decided to add a black banner piece right there on the bottom of that. So there I am sticking my nice stickers, those pieces, to that pink piece with some foam tape. And I'm just going to attach them to the pink. And then that one with the arrow says this side up, and since the arrow was pointing the other way, I decided to flip it over, and it's upside down, so it's kind of funny. So this side up, the writing is upside down, and then the arrow is pointing at her. So I thought that's kind of cute. So there, I find that it isn't kind of standing out enough. I decided to put a little banner piece behind the photo, or on the side of the photo. And that way that piece with the stickers has somewhere to sit. And that's where I add the yellow. I'm just using my ATG for all the adhering of the pieces. So there I decided to just draw some lines to kind of finish it off. I'm using my T-square because, like I've said before, I can't draw a straight line to save my life. So then I try to get off some of the ink that I got on there. I'm going to end up covering it up. So I took my Ranger black accents, and it's a pretty much enamel dot, except you use it, it's kind of like liquid pearls, but when it dries it's like an enamel accent, like a, what do you call those things? Enamel dot. So you have to be sure you let that dry. It doesn't take too long, but I waited for those to dry so they wouldn't get all over the place, and I'm using those Paper Studio stickabilities, and it is the perfect color. I got those not too long ago on sale, of course, at Hobby Lobby for half off, and it's the Paper Studio. They are foam and they do stick very well, so you know, I was happy about that. And the color, I was kind of leery because I didn't think I had any bright um, you know, papers that I